Technique, a rank A skill boosting all attributes by 40% minus mana, but physically breaks the body over time. Basically like a berserk skill, right man? The classic. Ants throw themselves in, surrounding from all sides. But, as always, Kang Ryun is cutting everything, smiling like a lunatic. In a few seconds, it's a pile of bodies, and the other group is freaked out. Goes to the core, while mentioning this recently acquired skill fits perfectly with recovery. Cause not long ago, recovery also got bumped to rank A, and if someone calls out, it's the blondie, right? Wanting to know if everything is good, but Kang Ryun just says yes. Doesn't answer anything else, takes the core and says, bye, leaving. Guys think it's weird, right? Wasn't grabbing any of the monster cores. With that, everyone goes to collect, saying that's an idiot who doesn't know the value of money. But Kang smiles, kind of murmuring, saying no time to worry about that. What was needed was strength, retreated, and the group stood there kinda confused, right? Wanting to know who the crazy person is. Blondie just says, doesn't care to find out. They made a fortune thanks to the guy. That was already great. They're withdrawing when Baldy says maybe it's that person. The guy who invades dungeons alone and clears them. Blondie says no freaking way. Those rumors aren't true. Not to mention it's a rank A dungeon, not rank F. Nobody does that solo. Even Han Se-yeon, the strongest currently, couldn't beat something like this. However, right at that time, the system window appears saying the central core had been removed and the portal opened. Obviously, our Kang Ryun already wrecked everything left over. Sitting on the giant ant, taking a look at that integument from earlier, no clue what that even means. A skill book teaching how to use, right? This rank F integument. Oh my god, the definition is literally written right there at the end, huh? A skill that hardens the skin when active. It's like full body Viagra. The problem for Kang Ryun is trying to keep the current skills running. It's tough. So that's just one more thing that needs to stay active. Stacking more and more skills might suck. It wasn't making things any more proficient. Just like the vigor skill, the berserker ability was kinda useless considering all that regeneration. That's because well, with that berserker active, losing control in that fight really messed things up. But this isn't the time for regrets. The only option is getting stronger at any cost. Not much choice anyway, so just learning the skill is the play. Outside the dungeon, looks like some reporters are hanging around, talking about some story regarding a solo dungeon clearer, saying the guy went in today. The blondie claims it's none of them. Then, a finger points. The badass was smiling, walking out with that lazy swag, hand on the neck, giving a stare. Kang Ryun doesn't want flashes, feeling a bit shy. But man, getting bombarded by reporters asking a million things, offering business cards, just shoving through the crowd, son. Bumps into some guy asking, why do you do that? Our Kang Ryun just gives that death stare, daring the dude to do something about it. The guy wets himself and apologizes, right? With that, Kang Ryun walks off while everyone gets the feeling they did die if they messed with this monster. Arriving at the car, opening the damn door, complaining about how annoying these people are, wasting time for nothing. Suddenly, someone calls out the name. Looking back, here comes another annoying pest saying relax, claiming to be there to help Kang Ryun. Hands over a card, Sung Young Ho from the Awakened Association. The guy says they've been watching for a while, and joining them means getting access to every resource available. No need to answer now, but a call can be made anytime. Says thanks and son, before Kang Ryun can say a single word, the guy is already gone. The Awakened Association kinda hunts for the best talent, but they're different from guilds that just focus on making cash. Didn't know those guys recruited like that too, and I don't know why, but seeing that ramen being eaten makes me want some. Just slurping away there, a mom tells the little girl not to get close, saying that thing over there is a monster. Our boy is deep in thought. The biggest current problem is mana. Keeping regeneration, Wei's technique, plus the berserker skill active was tough. Having to rotate them is getting kinda inefficient. Doing a quick search online, looking for exactly what's needed. A mana item. Clicking buy to check the list but seeing nothing useful. Looks like no more than 4 accessories can be used for their effects, regardless of the item type. And wow, Kang Ryun isn't looking for something that gives plus 1 or 2 stats. No way. Looking for something actually good to use for a long time. Spotted a message with 128 views from some guy claiming to have info on a dungeon that drops a ring boosting magic power. Next day, the comment reveals it's a rank E dungeon called Goblin Village in Hanam. Man, this artist really loves goblins. Anyway, seems the shamans in that spot have a certain probability of dropping the ring. Usually it gives plus 1 or 2 magic power, but there's a rare one that boosts it by 4. And word on the street is that killing the great shaman, the boss, might drop something even better, but who knows. Seems a ton of people are farming there, but the poster is worried about a dungeon break, so they re-sharing this info to see if someone goes there and just clears it. Kang Ryun arrives, but the entrance looks totally abandoned. Expected some guards since everyone is supposedly farming it. Oh well, since no one is there, just opening it and going in, appearing on the other side, which looks like a forest, but running straight into the Three Stooges. Slick Hair says, my buddy is wearing some cool items, we were gonna profit big time. And the friend next to the guy says the bonus today is gonna be good. The last wretch says there was a dream about a chubby pig and it feels so good. Ugh, that one is crazy. The idiot stands up asking, son, don't you know this is guild bait territory? And Kang just gives that little stare. The girl says the newcomer doesn't know. What happens when someone enters another guild's territory without permission? Gotta hand over everything, and only then will the life be spared. Anyway, in a split second, one of them gets launched, exploding onto the ground, foaming at the mouth, Kang standing there, fist extended. The other two are already figuring out the situation, and the first comes in for a sword strike. But man, Kang always keeps it real, going in with a big hand and grabbing the dude's sword. Whoa, what was that? Squeezed so hard it shattered. Oh my god. And take this kick to the gut, rolling away. Kang Ryun is vengeful too, going right over and stomping on the idiot. Then comes a magic attack from behind, but didn't seem to do much damage. The poor thing is almost wetting herself, face all purple, calling Kang a weirdo. Now, let's see if our Kang Ryun hits the same way regardless of gender. Approaching, saying thanks, and claiming to have learned something good from the encounter. Grabbing the little hand, saying that in return, something really good will be taught. That power used earlier, better to use it like this. Oh yeah, activated the skill, and looks like it blew up on the poor girl. Yep, really no gender difference for Kang Ryun. Suddenly. However, looking to the side, a group was approaching. Wants to know who they are. One bro says it takes guts to be standing like that in bait territory. Better to give up, drop everything if dreaming of getting out alive. Kang just turns around and replies that some guides were needed anyway. One of the bait guys then says, the tutorial changed my life completely. Dungeons are a place where power alone decides everything. In there, things get solved with violence and money, and someone like that, who was just a simple tool of society until last year, now lives a flashy life because of the new world. As the new big shot of the Baitra Guild, this guy's like a tiger with wings. Nothing scares this dude. That's why it was good for Kang Ryun to just quit, and maybe not even come back alive. Obviously, the second the mouth stopped moving, a giant fist went flying straight into the face, waking up on the cold, hard floor. Eyes open and boom, everyone's knocked out cold, man. Kang's pissed cause some little punk landed a hit right on the gut, just rips the thing right out, points at the losers, and gives them 5 seconds to line up. Anyone not there by then starts dying, cause some guides are needed right now. Time for a little selection process. A bit later, says the evaluation was totally fair, right? And just like that, Kim Sung gets picked as the lucky guide. Supposed to be a round of applause here. The poor idiots hesitate, so Kang gets right in their faces. Better clap. Sorry, sir, clapping right now. But what's gonna happen to us? Kang thinks for a second, asks, from now on, y'all gonna stop being scumbags? Gonna start living honestly? Everyone grins and nods, right? Totally never doing anything bad ever again. But nope, smack right in the face. Our boy Kang Ryun ain't buying that crap for a second. Scumbags like them were definitely lying. Not gonna believe it. Beat the dude. Till he was purple and passed out. Calls Sung over and says better show the way underground. Mentions not every dungeon is like this. But some got layouts bigger than a whole city. After walking for hours, asks Sung, you tricking me, punk? Walking in circles? Dude says obviously not. Doesn't want to be stuck here either. Just trying to follow the path with fewer monsters. Kang snaps, you damn idiot. Stop with that useless path. Tells the guy to go in a straight line. Past the monsters. I'll deal with them. Sung's standing there speechless, but whatever, right? Since that's the case, might as well start tomorrow. Stop for a bite, and the guy's wondering why Kang Ryun used 4 swords just to hold up the fire. Food starts smelling good, and Kang just grabs the pot right out of the fire, bare hands, 0 cares given. While chowing down, asks the guy, how old are you? Dude answers 25. Kang wants to know what the guy did before getting mixed up in all this. Guy kinda dodges, just says money was tight, student loans piled up, couldn't find a job anywhere, man. So this was the only option. To make it worse, dad went bankrupt, mom freaked out, and bam, Kang interrupts. When did I ask for this damn sob story? The guy is thinking, you literally just asked, you jerk. Bro, Kang Ryun just says, eat your ramen and shut up. A bit later, time to crash. Kang's in the sleeping bag, poor guy's under the blankets. Wakes up in the middle of the night, sees the chance. Could kill the monster right now. But remembering how that bastard fights? Yeah, bad idea. Better to just bail. Takes 1 step and Kang calls out, where you think you were going? Guy stammers, just gotta pee, boss. Kang says fine, just do it right there. And just so we're clear, try to run? I'll find you, you're dead. Then Kang goes right back to sleep. Next day, back to guiding. Finally points toward the goblin village. Kang says, can feel the insane amount of mana coming from there. Dude's impressed because he feels nothing. Kang's like, amazing how weak and useless you are. Poor guy just stands there, gives a nervous little laugh trying to stay cool. tells Kang, "Moment you step in there to fight those goblins, you're gonna die. Just gotta endure this. Just a little longer. This dungeon is a massive village with scouts patrolling the perimeter. Guild used to farm items off the scouts, right? Because the center is way too dangerous. But Baitra hasn't attacked in days. So the forest is crawling with creatures, and the base must be packed. Sung sees the army, smiles, pulls the sword, saying, Goblin massacre is my specialty. A whole battalion is charging, getting hyped, but bam, a backpack slams into the back. It was Sung flipping the bird. Die in this hellhole. Hope I never see your ugly face again. Kang just turns around, full psycho warning. When I am done here, man, I am finding you. After sprinting through the forest, Sung stops to catch a breath. Not even that monster could survive that. Then the system window pops up, main core destroyed, portal open, stares at the screen, then back at the dungeon. Is this a dream? The ranked goblin village isn't a normal core type. All the forces concentrate to protect the center, but still, the message popped up. Man, core destroyed, portal open, standing there staring at the gate, shaking. That bastard cleared it solo? Don't know how it's possible to win alone against that many enemies. Saw the kid's strength, sure, but it shouldn't be enough. Kang answers, ain't got the firepower to wipe 'em all out. Strong, yeah, but that ain't the secret to this mission. Most important thing is absolute defense. Kid S charging forward, getting stabbed, sliced, but healing up and going straight. Only way to do it that fast? Rushed straight for the Grand Shaman, and Kim Sung is totally freaking out right now. Knowing the psycho not only survived but plowed through without hesitating for a second. In front of the boss, Ryun says, solution's always the same. Muscles are the best fix. Goes mouth to hand with the boss. Wait, actually? Nah, hand in mouth. Not mouth on hand. Damn, really shoved the hand in there. Things glitching out. With that, Grand Shaman's dead. Got a stone and a ring +0. Boosts mana regen and gives 4 magic power. Little sneaks equipping a bunch of rings, huh? Look at the hype. Now it's time to flatline that bastard Kim Sung. Steps out of the portal, and bam, whole troop as waiting outside. Straight up asks that waste of oxygen, why's the whole squad here? Obvious our boy S got a clue already. Starts scanning and spots the legend in the crowd. Now things are getting hype. Can tell there's an itch to smash that skull right in. But then someone flashes a smile, talking about a misunderstanding. Dude walks over claiming they ain't looking for a fight, just want to chat. Thinks the guild members messed up, but there he is. Yoon Ryul from the Beck Guild, right? Wants to know Kang Ryun's name. But our boy's like, nah, not giving that up. Tells him to stop being a pain and spit out what they want. Yoon Ryul says, cool, gonna be straight then. Wants Kang Ryun to join the Beck Guild. A place where fame and fat stacks are within reach, even offering an executive spot. Yoon Ryul got that shady look, cause the guy knows Kang Ryun is pure talent, an unknown prodigy. Having a beast like that in Beck would be perfect for clout. But obviously, Kang Ryun says no. Dude reaches into a pocket, saying he already knew the answer was gonna be a hard pass. Hands over a gold card immediately, saying just hit him up after thinking it over. Our boy Kang Ryun takes a look, rips that thing in half, and tosses it on the ground. Says, yeah, I got a trash personality, but I ain't lowering my level to yours. Crew's standing there, stunned. Kang Ryun gets right in the face, asking if the guy's mad and wants to start something. Guy says, nah, it's all good, bro. Just wanted a word with Kang Ryun today. We're chill, no fighting. Kang Ryun walks off calling them a bunch of cowards. Bastards didn't even have the guts to throw hands. Then spots Kim Sung there, right? That scumbag was the son of some psycho. Looked spooked, but I don't know what went down cause we're back with Kang Ryun saying that was a close call. This time there were over 100 dudes in front. Mana was basically 0. If they really wanted to, probably would be died and lost 48 hours of life. Not to mention missing the chance to end that wretched Kim Sung. But his time's coming. Back at the Baek Guild, they drag him in all beat up, saying it was Kim Sung himself who suggested serving Kang Ryun, helping out, showing off the forest and whatever. Yoonryul asks if it's true. Kim Sung tries to deny it, but the dude's already grabbing a sword. Man. Poor guy's begging for mercy, saying he'll do anything, just don't kill him. The boss wants to know, anything, really? Moment he says yes, sword goes in. Wants to know how a damn traitor like that has the nerve to keep living. Damn, delivers a savage kick too. Going for a swim? Nope. Tossed right into the dungeon and they lock the door. What the hell? Oh, wait, just remembered something. For some reason, my brain thinks everyone respawns. But nah, only Kang Ryun does that. That guy is dead. Ugh, stole our boy's chance for revenge. Bastard. Leader tells another guy to grab the sword and dig up everything on the dude from the dungeon. And obviously, someone S-tailing Kang Ryun-S car. Totally not suspicious. Meanwhile, the leader S saying the scumbag had the guts to turn down the offer. Can be as arrogant as he wants, since he's strong. But are the people around him just as tough? If Kang Ryun can't be tamed, just gotta snatch up one of the weaknesses. Let's see how long that attitude lasts. Oh man, don't do it. Kang Ryun's gonna go absolutely feral on you. At this chill Korean spot, our boy's stuffing his face with his sister. She says she never imagined her bum brother, who never left his room, would one day be treating her. Kang Ryun's like, duh, obviously gonna spend the cash here, right? Nothing more important in life than food. She tells him to pass the tongs. Then he asks, so how do things go at the hospital? How's mom doing? She explains the doc said mom looks good and should wake up soon. He smiles, calling it good news, and she admits she's impressed. Been a while since she's seen him this chill. Lately, he's always angry or wearing this aggressive look. He claims he's been smiling, and she fires back that his terrifying grin definitely doesn't count. Suddenly, stomach starts rumbling and he heads for the bathroom. Getting a vibe she won't be there when he gets back. Things are gonna get crazy. Look, walks in, washes hands, dries them, and comes out. Oh, okay. Some dude's there chatting her up. Kang Ryun asks who the guy is, and the stranger turns and bows. Kang hasn't clocked it yet, thinks the guy's just hitting on her. Sister says it's weird though, cause the guy seemed to know who he was. Our boy's confused. She says the guy left a note for him. Decides to take a look. Weird, right? Did he know him? Why dip as soon as he saw him? But then, his expression just shifts. Message was simple. From the Beck Guild owner, saying hi and dropping a number. But the subtext? Loud and clear. Back home, they're walking in when the SS mentions she forgot to grab a beer. Wants to run out and buy one, but obviously he says, not today. He goes to get it, tells her to stay put. Thought he was off for revenge, but nah, actually went for the brew. On the way, he's already asking himself what those bastards are plotting. No way those scumbags are trying to get close to his family. Maybe he should chill on the dungeons and stick around the house. Don't know what the plan is, but that sounds like the worst one. Just then, phone buzzes. Message from Dad. Picks up, and Dad wants to know if he's home. Says nope, he's out. Right then, Dad drops the bomb. Mom just woke up. Kang Ryun asks how she is. Totally relieved she's doing better. Then Dad mentions a friend stopped by earlier. He is confused, right? Wants to know who this friend is. Dad says it's that childhood buddy of his, Yoon Ryul from the Beck Guild. Even asked to say hi to Kang Ryun, claiming to be a neighbor. Crazy, right? Kang Ryun just stayed quiet, but the dad? He's totally shutting the kid down, tensing up every muscle in his face. Next day, over at the association, two girls were arriving, just chatting about whatever when someone walks right past them. Says good morning, glances over and calls for Miss Shin Sona. Man, that girl is buff. Literally. And not in a cute way, like in a scary way. She's handing out some water bottles to the girls, and they're thanking her. She says it's no big deal, says thanks back, and takes off. Eej. The girls wonder why that crazy chick is always wearing armor. One answers she's kinda eccentric, but a good person deep down. But she better get ready, cause man, the hunter world is full of freaks. Compared to the rest, she's basically an angel reincarnated. Then the friend says she knows plenty about eccentric students. The other replies that, for real, those were the worst students she's ever seen. One destroyed a girl's hand in a fight, and the other showed up intimidating everyone at the front desk. She still has nightmares about Kang Ryun. And look who's right behind them. She glances back. He stares back. A little look, a little stare, and boom! The two girls scream in terror. Poor guy comes over all innocent, calling out to them, while they're already pulling out phones to dial the police for help. The girl is turning bright red. He tells her to calm down, right? Just wants to know where Mr. Gil Young is. Needs to protect the family and needs that guy. The girls seem to calm down a bit, seeing no bad intentions. But a bit later, they explain that the guy was just serving as an instructor for a while and isn't there anymore. Cut to a meeting room, he's giving a little lecture, talking about dungeons and how their levels are rising. Someone knocks, he asks who it is, and the guy says there's a super strong dude in the lobby making a mess, demanding to talk to him. Poor guy is confused, but next scene, he's in a meeting with Kang Ryun. Says he didn't expect to meet him so soon, right? Wants to know what help is needed. Kang Ryun says he wants to hire Kim Ryong-hoo. Guy says that was straight to the point, which is good, but wants details. And Kang Ryun doesn't hide anything. Straight up says the Bait Guild is threatening the family and provoking him. Needs a bodyguard to protect the family while he goes and slaughters that entire guild. The guy is shocked, wondering what's up with Kang Ryun, but admits knowing how infamous those guys are. Problem is, the association can really corner them because they never get caught, so there's no justification. Kang says that's perfect then. He destroys them, kills everyone, and both sides win. Guy just replies he's brutal as always, but wants to know why did Kang Ryun choose him? Like, it's not like he has the most powerful, plus he's part of the guild. Poor Ryan, his mind works, simply says he's just the strongest person he knows. That's it. Guy says he should have called Mr. Yu Sung, but obviously Kang Ryun won't leave the family with that weirdo big mouth. All he asks is 1 week. If the family stays safe for that time, he'll pay serious cash. But man, Kim Ryung-hoo says he's not trying to brag or anything, but he already makes bank. Way more than Kang Ryun probably imagines. Not to mention his spot as vice guild leader. If he wants Kim to work for him, gonna have to offer something better than money. Kang gets an idea, instantly asks if the guy is after his body. Ryung-hoo wants to know if the bastard is there to negotiate or tell jokes, since he's sure Kang Ryun will just talk nonsense if he keeps going, right? He decides to make an offer that isn't a big deal. If he helps Kang Ryun for a week, Kang has to agree to meet the guildmaster. Come here, feisty one. Why am I so hyped about this mess? Also gotta pay up, but that part, man, he's gotta make sure it happens. Looks like he already accepted, dude. Guards already in front of the hospital. 5 cameras, a security company watching the sister. Man, their setup is on point. Our boy says they're being super cautious, and the guy says better safe than sorry, right? What Kim Ryung-hoo wants to know, though, is if Kang Ryun can really handle it alone. And there they are, face-to-face with Bait HQ. Kang Ryun says, from afar it doesn't even look that big, right? Compared to others. Ryung-hoo says obviously a guild's strength isn't about office size. Bait's power comes from controlling countless abnormal dungeons. No doubt, they've got talented players and rare support items. And looks like he's heading to the scheduled meeting with those guys, huh? Meaning those dudes are coming with everything they've got. Kang explains he had no choice when he got that letter. He just accepted setting a date so they wouldn't attack the family. At least thanks to that, he bought enough time to secure everyone's safety. Then he hands the car keys to Blondie, who's just standing there, confused about why he's getting them. Kang Ryun just says to park the car at his place. Blondie thinks he's walking to his death. In a way, he's right, but Kang says there's no time to explain. Tomorrow morning, he'll be alive and chilling, coming back for sure. With that, says bye, and he's out of there, man. And here we are at the Bait Guild. For an evil guild, they got a pretty cute little logo, very corporate. The big boss, Yoon Ryul, is there with open arms, welcoming him with a whole crowd. Obviously, Kang says that's a lot of people for a meeting between just the two of them, right? What are they planning? Yoon Ryul tells him not to stress. Since he isn't part of the family yet, he has to meet everyone. Kang Ryun, of course, laughs at that family nonsense and warns he's got a message for the whole family. They can all go to hell. With that, Lion's Roar activated and he pulled everyone in. Man slams the ground, smoke everywhere, total confusion, portals opening, floor cracking, and Yoon Ryul is just saying he's out of his damn mind. Suddenly, a metal bar pops up right on these guys. Blades out. On technique activated Titan strength style. Quick attack, charging straight in. Man wanted to summon metal, but actually just smashed the floor, right? Dropped everyone underground. And look at that. A gym right underneath. They picked themselves up from the rubble saying it wasn't that bad. But then Ron calls out, begging for a little rationality here, saying it's not too late to still be partners. But Kang fires back. The only one who lost their mind is the guy who crossed the line. This scumbag won't quit, tells Kang to chill and just understand. If they teamed up, even the Tengu Guild wouldn't stand a chance. Our boy Kang Ryun just tells him to shut the hell up, but sadly that's impossible for this jerk who keeps yapping, bragging that their guild currently has over 200 members in this building alone, dude. So, like no getting out alive. Better think twice. The only thing Bait was missing was a famous face, someone strong enough, a vanguard to carry the morale of the whole place. Mid-speech, Kang spits right in the guy's face, tells the loser they sound like a kid giving a class presentation. Should just quit this world and become a YouTuber instead. The chump touches the spit, staring at it, starts trembling, saying they knew it. A broke, screwed-up loser wouldn't understand the aspirations of an amazing guild like Bait. But look at this creep's face, man. Look at that idiot. Asks if everyone upstairs heard the human call him a plebeian. Funny word choice for someone in the 21st century. Fool must think they are some kind of noble. Kang Ryun is about to explode, daring everyone to come at him, saying he wants to see how long that mouth stays open. And everyone starts casting a ton of skills. Mana restriction, mind corruption, void, confusion. It's a whole rainbow coming in. But our boy Kang just pops Lion's Roar again. Most debuffs get wiped, and the few that stick, the resistance ring, gives that extra bonus against them. Plus, enemy morale drops. Yoon Ryul calls the squad a bunch of idiots, supposed to stop standing around and just attack. But nobody's brave enough, bro. Everyone is just tossing magic from way back. Our Kang Ryun activates that Anthras skill, turning his skin totally black. Says it's time to see what this does against magic. Boom! Explosion in the middle of the room. The rest of the soldiers charge in for real now. Strikes flying everywhere. Until suddenly a sequence of cuts Kang drops the first one. The leader can't believe this guy is handling it solo, and our boy takes a breath and screams, daring everyone to bring it on. Some time passes and the whole building is ashes. Man, Kang Ryun is still standing, while the losers are wrecked on the floor, bathed in blood. Yeah, but I don't think he's in one piece either, and there's still plenty of enemies standing. Yoon tries to act tough, asking if he realizes there's no chance. Plus, Kang killed a bunch of people. Now he's a killer, just like them. So, wouldn't it be better to join their side? Kang says, quit the guilt trip. Those who go around killing people gotta be prepared to get killed too. The angry guy says he's holding up well for someone about to die. Might be acting tough, but even Kang has to know he's exhausted. Steel bars shoot out of the ground and trap him, but Kang Ryun claims that that's not the case. Dude. But right then I think it is the case, bro. Stabbed right through the back, while dying, thinks at least he lasted a while. Maybe that was enough. Yoon Ryul walks up, congratulating the Vice Master, but he wanted the final blow. The guy says he can handle it, while the leader just thinks it's unbelievable this kid is alive after so much damage. Kang Ryun was good enough. That he'd trade everyone in the guild just to have him, but he steps close, saying the worst thing is an uncontrolled beast. Wants to know any last words. Our Kang Ryun says starting today, that guy will find a hair in every soup he eats. Must be some Korean curse or something. Leader just says he's really gonna act tough till the end, huh? Man, face palms. And whoa, Kang Ryun got cooked. Damn, dude. That death was cruel, huh? Geez, impaled and set on fire. That's crazy. Asks the vice leader for the status. Lost 30 members, 50 injured. Leader's furious, saying all that damage for one worthless scumbag. But whatever, just grab the equipment that dropped. Yeah, but the friend says to take a look. Something's weird. Kang Ryun's corpse vanished. Yes, dude, revived and lost a level. Plus, stats reduced by 50% for 24 hours. He opens the room and his sister is already giving a death stare, saying she thought he wasn't doing this anymore. If he's leaving the room but she didn't see him enter, he died, right? So, looks like he risked it again. He just tells her not to be a pain. He's starving, but she orders him to take off his shoes because he's tracking dirt on the floor. Apparently, it's his own ashes from getting burned alive. Oh, good stuff. 2 days later, in front of a dungeon owned by the Bait Guild. At the Kikas guard gate, some guy says he's bored out of his mind. Seems like nobody shows up. The blonde dude says it's because everyone's spreading rumors about the Bait Guild, right? So nobody goes where they are. Man says it's only cowards nowadays, so what if they're snatching items and making life hard? They should just go farm so they can earn something. But right then, his expression changes. Says someone is coming. Yeah, dude, they don't know who it is, but look who's pulling up in a mask. Stops right in front of the two, staring him down. They want to know who this weirdo is? After that invasion, Kang realized something. Keep raiding their base is like trying to break a rock with an egg. Sure, it's like that. He's got infinite lives, so he's got infinite eggs. The problem? The resurrection penalty kicks him back to level 1, and eventually he'd get too weak. So the plan flipped, and now it's time to smash this damn guild from the inside out. Inside the dungeons he controls, everyone's already dead meat. Blondie's over there begging for forgiveness, but he's like, wait, what am I apologizing for? Even the guy answering doesn't have a clue. Just wants to know why he's getting offed. But damn, Kang Ryun slams him to the ground, telling the bastard, don't apologize if you don't even know why. Tosses a piece of paper and orders him to list every dungeon Bait was controlling. Blondie's hesitating hard, but grabs the pen, says okay, and starts scribbling. Jeez asks how they haven't been caught after killing so many people. Even if they were super careful, word had to get out eventually, right? Are they paying off the cops? Is there a spy? What's the trick? Blondie mentions hearing rumors about the police, but no details. Seems like it involves specific dungeons with 0 cameras, or maybe the patrol looks the other way, something like that. He finishes the list and hands it to our boy Kang Ryun. Ryun takes a look and actually compliments the kid, says, you got talent, man. Puts a hand on his face, triggers the skill. Boom. Head explodes. Now there's 0 chance of getting exposed. Those Bait scumbags just had to wait a little longer for someone even worse to show up. Man, the news was going to report a captured monster got loose and caused a disaster at a famous guild. Wait, actually that's not it. The leader had to use that lame excuse to explain what went down at their base. Problem is, he wanted to save that excuse for later but had to burn it now. That is why he is so ticked off. Then someone opens the door saying they got a problem. And Bam takes a shot right to the forehead. Actually, was that an ashtray? Damn, that's going to cause a concussion. Yoon Ryul demands to know why the idiot barged in without knocking. Guy apologizes but says, that man showed up again. The leader asks if it's the mask guy. Dude confirms it. The bastard messing with their guild has already flatlined over 100 members. Yoon Ryul has no clue who this psycho is. The whole place is chaos, and no matter where troops get sent, everyone ends up dead. Says enough of trying to control multiple spots. Time to send everyone into the same dungeon, right? Just keep eyes on the perimeter. Guy with the bleeding forehead says, "You got it," and leaves. Door shuts, and the leader starts thinking. 5 days ago, Kang Ryun attacked, and the body vanished. 2 days later, some weirdo starts slaughtering everyone. Felt it back then, and looking at it now, it's too obvious. Kang Ryun had an ally. The corpse was snatched by some body-stealing skill. No choice left, gotta play the trump card. Calls someone who picks up, asking what Mr. Justice needs. I've got a feeling it's that weirdo Kang Ryun met at the training course, but probably wouldn't want to do it, right? Until hearing it's about Kang Ryun. Yu-sung asks who's causing trouble for a big guild like that. Wants to know who's wrecking a major guild, plus has no idea what this chump can offer, seeing as Yu-sung is way richer than him. Oh snap, I knew it. The guy says he'll get a hell of a fight. Doesn't he love entertainment? Good to know the opponent isn't some average scrub. Look at that. Damn, I called it. The bastard says it might be worth the risk. So, night falls at the dungeon gate. Artist and author doing all this. Hiding the face drama. But we know who it is. Sung says he's calling everyone to the spot. Standing there in a hood, wants to know when this so-called powerhouse is showing up. Better warn them. If he comes all this way and doesn't get a decent fight, they are gonna be the ones paying for it. Dude was shaking in his boots until look who walked up. Sung got hyped instantly, sixth sense vibrating like crazy. Usually just gets a vague feeling about winning, but for the first time, every cell in the body screamed, "Run if you don't want to die." Odd. But damn, Kang went straight to the point, asking why Sung was there. Yu-sung recognized him too, asking what Big Bro was doing here. Says it is starting to make sense. He's the one walking around wrecking the entire Bait Guild. How does Kang Ryun always find the fun stuff? Kang remembers Blondie mentioning Bait had some rich backer, and figures Yu-sung is the one pulling the strings. Puts a sword to the guy's neck and asks, "You with Bait?" Thought he'd get mad, but nope. Tells him not to lump him in with that trash. Kang demands an explanation, so he spills, says he must know the leader, right? That spineless piece of garbage who got on his knees and begged for help. Made the guy beg for hours before accepting. Don't know what kind of begging that was, but sounds kind of freaky. Kang's like, got it. Tells him to forget it then. No beef left to squash, so gonna just kill everyone here real quick. Says they can grab some food after. Damn, son. But the second he turns his back, that maniac Yu-sung goes for a cheap shot at the neck. Kang Ryun blocks it, asking what the hell he thinks he's doing. Laughs, says he'd be disappointed if it ended like that. Oh boy, it's about to go down. Thought the boys were walking away clean, but he warns he won't go easy just because they know each other. Then the other red bastard says he wants it heavy. Okay, Titan strength activated. Secret W technique. Comes in for another sword slash, but swoosh dodged. Laughs and says Kang Ryun is getting more monstrous by the second. A straight-up brawl, exactly what he wanted. Problem for Kang is, this is obviously messing up the plan. The idea was to sneak in, kill everyone, and ghost. But here's another battle junkie hyping up how long it's been since a decent fight. Sung caught on instantly, saying he can tell Big Bro is loving it. Then some other poor idiot comes charging in screaming, "Die!" Two look confused. Dude thought he was going to be some big shot executive. But nope, got his head absolutely smashed in right here. Damn, right? Think he's dead. Me and Yu-sung want to know why that bastard thought interrupting their fight was a good idea. Kang's thinking Yu-sung really isn't on their side. But still, didn't expect the guy to just straight up kill the poor dude like that. Holsters the weapon, saying that bastard ruined the whole vibe. The fight was trash, so they're gonna have to throw down again real soon. Better not hate him too much though. But Kang's thinking, too late, already hate this guy's guts. Yeah, that's right, Blondie. Speak up, bro. You know what kind of guy Yunryul is? Illegitimate son of some dude who owns a ton of conglomerates. That's why the guy thinks he can do whatever he wants in this city 24/7. Kang says he doesn't give a damn. Just cause that bastard has money doesn't mean he gets to wipe out Kang's family. If there was any doubt, this wouldn't have even started. So better not interrupt for anything. Yu-sung grabs him, says listen to the end. Has no clue what our boy Kang Ryun is planning, but definitely wants in on the action. Also wanted to ruin that delinquent-s life. Next morning, the moron's holding his head, absolutely exploding with rage. Another dungeon stolen, bunch more members dead. Worst part? Yu-sung ghosted them, cut all contact, no clue what happened. Life's been a total disaster lately. Everyone working for him is useless trash. Man, he's hunched over, gasping for air, ordering them to bring in every single member. Says they're fixing this today. The guy tries to explain, look, lost so many members there's barely anyone left to gather, but the leader just tells him to get lost and bring whoever's left. Guy admits he was holding back the news most members already quit the guild, terrified of getting killed. Yunryul says fine, they'll just kidnap the parents of everyone who quit, threaten them, and everyone will be back in no time. Bro keeps insisting, telling the boss the vibe is off. Members aren't down for that. Just makes the leader lose his mind even more. Gets a call right then, wants to know which bastard is bothering him now, picks up, and someone says he sounds like he's in a tough spot. Yoon Ryul recognizes the voice and starts shaking, man, but also realizes this whole mess could be easily fixed. Meanwhile, everyone online is celebrating. Now that the guild isn't hogging all the dungeons, people finally have places to farm, one after another. Our boy Kang Ryun says his moves are working. Less than a week and the whole vibe changed. Says it's time to end this, and the other guy asks why he's having so much fun. But at the same time, he's curious about the grand finale. Kang says since he's asking, he'll spill the beans, tells him to lean in close, whispers the whole secret. And obviously we don't get to hear squat, but it's gotta be big. Even crazy Yu-sung doesn't get hyped, just asks if Kang lost his damn mind. Leader gets a text telling him to go to Slopen Forest. Only chance he gave that loser to save his guild. Leader crumples the paper, saying the bastard finally wants to meet face to face. Perfect. Today he's gonna see that scumbag's face and rip the skin right off his bones. All the guild members are there, but everyone's super shaky, saying they really don't want to be there. Obviously looks like a trap. Plus, even with everyone, there aren't too many left. Seeing the tiny group remaining, the leader can believe he has to handle something this important with this bunch of trash. Would be perfect and easy if he could just convince that bastard. Then we see that call from yesterday, the person who said he was in a tough spot. Blondie in the chair asks if he needs some help right now. Yoon Ryul smiles. Perfect chance, since he can't count on that bastard Yu-sung. If it's this guy, he's sure it'll get handled. Tells the guy he reached out at the perfect time. If he helps fix this, he gets an amazing reward, and even his dad will back him up. Guy on the phone says, apparently, Yoon Ryul still doesn't know his place. And since that's the case, he changed his mind, ain't getting involved in this mess. The idiot leader doesn't get why the guy bailed out of nowhere, man. But whatever, bye. Crumples the paper, says it's just another bastard acting like a child. But it's cool, he's gonna end this arrogant prick today and slowly get revenge on every single one of them. Scene switches to where the phone guy is, right? Talking about how finally all those guild members are in one place. Tattooed dude on the side asks if they aren't still allies, at least to the rest of the world, and if Mr. Choi Min-jun isn't gonna send backup. Tells him not to stress it. They won't gain anything backing trash like that. Friend tries to insist, saying the association president wouldn't like it. But then, the other blondie stares him down and smacks him right in the mouth. Damn, look at that. Going down live right here. Grabs him, lifts him up, warning him to stop being scared of that damn old man. Idiot's gasping for air, apologizing like, I'm gonna die, man, let go! Drops him on the couch, poor guy's coughing his lungs out. Choi Min-jun walks off, telling him to keep doing the usual work and find someone else to support. Scene cuts to Slopen Forest, D rank, 6 minutes past meeting time. The other guy hasn't shown, and the leader is confused. No way the bastard set up a fake meeting just to make them look like idiots, but then, guy holding the spear tells him to take a look. Massive cloud of dust coming their way. Obviously, man, it's Kang dragging every mob in the dungeon with him. Yoon Ryul recognizes the bastard instantly. Wonders for a second if it's some kind of twin brother. Silly. But realizes, nope, can't be two freaks like that in the world. And our boy Kang Ryun shouts from afar that he missed him. Hopes he's doing well. Even brought a little gift for the leader, a cute little wolf. Yeah, those guys are absolutely crapping themselves, right? But there's definitely more to it. Our boy Kang Ryun tosses it, telling him to catch the gift. Someone drops their spear. Look at that cute little guy, man. Says he won to let the little critter get hurt. Catches it all happy in his arms, takes a look, saying he saved this baby. The other members are giving the side eye too, while the leader's dying to know, right? Why are these idiots acting like this? Oh, and the leader already clocked the plan. Kang had snatched all the wolf pups, so the pack was chasing him down like crazy. Then he just tosses the whole bag over, saying it's a gift for everyone. The guild guys are all emotional, talking about how much cute stuff is raining from the sky. But right in the middle of this mess, man, Kang comes in slashing his sword, wolves jumping everywhere. Dude already has to put up a fire barrier. It turned into total chaos. And Yoon Ryul already knows, it's complicated now, bro. Dealing with these wolves is hard enough. And now, in the middle of all this, with Kang Ryun taking out players left and right, there's no way. The only chance was to at least make it out alive. He gives the order for everyone to run. Instantly, everybody starts bolting for the portal, man, swearing they never want to be part of this guild again. But Yu-sung pops up right in front, saying hi to everyone. They hesitate for a second, and boom, dude jumps into the crowd and smacks them upside the head. It's rough. The forest is a total mess now. And Sung was having a blast from afar. Yoon Ryul recognizes it instantly. The guy knows why this other psycho is there. Did he get betrayed? Nothing was going according to plan, but he still knew a way out. Or actually, what's he looking for? Just scanning the area, right? Trying to find a fix. Ugh, these wolves are a pain to deal with because the beasts turn invisible when they attack. But the problem is, no matter where you look, son, there was no solution. Out of options, it was time to use the last resort. His hand starts getting wrapped in flames, while our boy Kang Ryun is shoving his sword in everyone's face. No cap, guys, that's exactly what he's doing, warning that these damn cockroaches just seem endless. Then Yoonryul screams his name, and Kang Ryun comes over like a demon, saying he's gonna end both of them right there. Man, the guy used a skill that buffs his power, but it sets his own body on fire, and it actually hurts, you know? Our Kang Ryun defends himself, a huge explosion happens, and the guy, all burnt up, says it might be overkill with the fire, but at least it guarantees that whoever takes the hit dies. Or actually, not always, because Kang walks out of the flames and grabs him by the head. The idiot doesn't get how that's possible. Kang tells him to stop being so dramatic. That flame wasn't even all that. At most, it was a little hotter than a sunny day. Takes a kick to the gut and spits up. Blood splattered on the ground, hitting the wolf's back. Damn, son. Kang even tells him to sit tight and watch, because he's gonna be the last guild member to die. No way in hell that after everything he did, he'd get a chill ending. Yoonryul, watching all the beatings, starts to lose it, man. He knew everything he had built had been destroyed because of this Kang Ryun. Kang Ryun is going nuts, laughing at the sky like a maniac. There's a panel of him laughing, the giggles spreading through the whole forest. Sun went down. The forest floor was bathed in bodies, blood, and loot. And now, it was his turn. He was still laughing, and Sung comes to talk about exactly that, right? Our Kang Ryun asks if it's good to leave him alive. Looks like he's in a wonderful dream. Yoon-ryul was just mentally prepping for the end of everything. But then, suddenly, there's this question. Who's the one that's actually done for? Total change of heart. This ain't ending like that. No way. Hell no. That ending isn't getting accepted. Being the illegitimate kid of a dad who was hooking up with everyone in town? Yeah, that's how the parents met during one of those flings. Siblings, relatives, the whole lot, man. They were more distant than strangers. Just gotta give the author a heads up here that if anyone thinks there's gonna be pity for this guy, forget it. Still, that scumbag dad actually supported Yoon-ryul, saying that illegitimate or not, the talent was there. But one day the world flipped. The tutorial kicked off, awakened ones popped up, and dungeons appeared everywhere. The laws changed, and now the strongest decided how things worked. Yoon-ryul goes to warn our boy Kang Ryun, but man, that speech got cut short. Kang sliced right through that neck, said the bastard talks way too much. Why does this damn villain have such a huge monologue? Sung says maybe Kang should be listened. It was getting to the good part of the story. But Kang is just like, nah, not feeling it. Thanks for the help, and says this mess is over. Time to bounce. Yu Sung, though, is curious about what it feels like to finally get that planned revenge. Kang scratches the chin, says, don't really know. The question pops up, feeling empty after offing a bunch of people? Our boy Kang Ryun answers, hell no. Everyone who deserved to die got killed. To Kang, it's like when your ear is dirty, bro. You stick a Q-tip in and pull out a huge chunk of gunk. The feeling was amazing and, at the same time, a sweet relief. Yu Sung says clearly Kang ain't right in the head, points a finger and says to hurry up and loot these monsters. Bro, 50-50 split. The friend, however, says the money isn't needed, so Kang's like, cool, taking it all then. That's it. Even if not obsessed with cash, since dungeons pay out more than enough, it's impossible to keep getting strong and protecting everything just with money and power. Kang realized that to really secure a spot in this world, man, you gotta have your own crew. Leaving the dungeon, the portal dissolves and Sung says it's official now, man. It's over. Our Kang Ryun starts mentioning thoughts about starting a guild. But before that, Sung already said, I'm in. Our Kang Ryun says there's no way a crazy person gets an invite, but Sung shoots back that if a guild happens, Sung is part of it, cause it's gonna be fun. Plus, that intuition says for sure Kang Ryun was gonna ask anyway. Tells Sung to cut the intuition crap and warns that entry is denied. With that, the two walk off chatting, poking fun at each other. That bastard, aside from those random little jokes, is actually a good guy. The scene flips to a building where someone's screaming, saying this isn't what was promised. It's the president of the Hanseok group, shouting that the responsibility was to look after Yoon-ryul. Ah, and that yelling is directed at Choi Min-jun there, who just gives a stare and says the best was done. It's just a shame that there's no info on how Kang Ryun is doing. The president tells Choi Min-jun to quit playing the idiot. It's been a week since everyone lost contact with that guy's son and the guild members, so it's obvious what went down. Choi Min-jun says he couldn't care less. It was a freaking miracle he took that piece of trash and turned him into a decent guildmaster. But honestly, if you look at the bottom line, he already did way more than he had to. The president is blowing his top and suddenly orders everyone to jump Choi Min-jun. And man, they all went for it. But he just gives a little wink, pops that talk goal power, and chokes the life out of everyone. Then he gets up, walks over to the president, and reminds him the deal was already done. He's doing his part, no problem. So why is the president suddenly flipping the script? He warns him that if he orders an attack one more time, he ain't gonna let it slide. The president is practically crapping his pants, right? He apologizes, and our boy says thanks. He drops everyone to the floor and leaves, saying it's good to know the deal is still on. The only thing he's curious about is who exactly killed Jong and Unreal. Obviously, cause of that, the Vought Guild vanished into thin air. But since it was a huge guild with tons of members, their sudden disappearance started a whole mess of rumors. The internet was a total chaotic mess, but bit by bit, the name Vought Guild got forgotten as a bunch of new ones started popping up. And now we're looking at this Japanese-style house with the dynamic duo saying everything is chill, nobody's gonna find them there. That's cause all the items were sold through some special connections and now they're just kicking back. Sung says the plan worked like a charm. So why was Kang Ryun looking so bummed out? Kang says it's cause he got a title that makes zero sense, Ruthless Home Wrecker. A title only given to someone who crushed the hopes and lives of countless families without an ounce of pity. Plus 2 strength, hostility from Lupins, and on top of that, it instinctively makes everyone terrified of him. Oh man, I just realized something. When he took those little cubs from the wolves died in the end, right? So he really did kill all those little families. And the worst part is, even unequipping it, the title still keeps half the effect, meaning he's scarier than ever now. He slams the table, saying it's already hard enough living with a face like that. Sung tells him to chill out, saying nobody liked Kang Ryun before and nobody's gonna like him now, so it makes no difference. Right then, he gets a call from Mr. Kim Ryong-hoo of the Dangun Guild, who immediately asks if he remembers the promise they made. The bastard seriously doesn't remember. Kang says he figured as much, but the order came to meet the guildmaster, so he better show up fast. We're already arriving at the guild on the 12th floor. Kang wants to know if it's cool to bring this weird thing along with him. Sung says it is fine, the master agreed. Sung tells him to stop calling him a thing, man. Plus, he already knows the guild owner. They're pretty close. Kang asks just how close they are. He says he saw her at a party once. You know how it is with our boys, right? Just a bunch of spoiled rich kids living that high society life. That's why they know each other. We're at the door. Sung knocks, and the boss lady says, "Come in." As soon as our boy Kang Ryun walks in, he takes a look. Finally, we got a girl being drawn who isn't Kang Ryun's sister. She introduces herself as Han Se-yeon, master of the Dangun Guild. Our girl says, "Hi, right?" She says she's been hearing a lot about him. Whoa, Kim Ryong-hoo dipped out, told them to make themselves at home. She tells him to sit, and he thanks her for the help. She replies that it's all good, wasn't hard at all. Our boy Kang Ryun says straight up that he hates owing anyone anything, you know? So what does she want? She asks if he wants to get straight to the point, and he says they are both busy people. Oh, look at him, being all businessman now. How boring. She says she was going to offer some tea first. Which tea is the good stuff? Is it that one? Whatever. But since that's the vibe, she won't hold back and obviously does what you already guessed. Offers him a spot in the Dangun Guild, but what we already know is that he shuts that down instantly. She just says, okay. Sung tries to break the ice, saying he was too fast, damn. He could be at least hesitated, but the leader says it's fine. It's easier to see he honestly gave up, but he insists he wants to pay her back some other way, says she can contact him for anything else, and he'll try his best to help. She says, cool. It's always good to have someone strong like him owing a favor. When they need it, they'll reach out. But Kang says he doubts the #1 guild would need him for anything. But then she wants to know how long he thinks this current peace is gonna last. He knows, man. Ever since dungeons showed up, more and more criminals have popped up. And if she's saying a crazy place like this is currently at peace, that means she knows about the 8th stage. He replies that, well, he doesn't really know either, but worrying won't fix the problem. The only thing he can do is keep getting stronger. Besides, that dimension thing is going to take 5 years, but she tells him he's wrong. In 3 years, most countries are going to struggle to survive. He wants to know why she has intel like that, and she says she can't spill the details. Long story short, they have an awakened person who can contact an entity that knows the situation. Yeah, for someone who couldn't spill details, she basically spilled everything, right? But whatever. He figures this entity must be the administrator or something. Then she asks if he hasn't been feeling how the dungeon difficulty keeps spiking while the awakened aren't growing fast enough to keep up. But our sneaky boy obviously doesn't feel that, right? Since he's always alone and always winning. Sung explains that awakened get stronger the more danger they face. That's why hunting with guns doesn't do jack. On the other hand, hunting with a crossbow or bow and arrow strangely gave experience points. The leader says that makes it clear. The only people with a chance to save the world are the truly brave awakened. And in a place like this, our crazy Kang Ryun is basically a hero. He tells her to think again. He ain't a good guy, let alone a hero. He's the guy who went and slaughtered everyone in the Vate Guild. Man, she's cold as ice. Just says she doesn't give a damn about that bunch of trash. People like that didn't help humanity survive even a little bit, so obviously they didn't deserve any protection or pity. Damn. And even said that one of our Kang Ryuns was more important than 100 pieces of trash from that guild. Not long after walking into the room, right? And that time the guy totally owned those two? The guy wants to know, right, what her reaction was seeing him in the flesh. The little vixen says Kang Ryun definitely exceeded her expectations. Kang asks if she really means that, and she says yes. For a moment, the girl managed to recognize that look when mentioning the administrator. She's sure the guy is also a tutorial graduate. Ah, damn, that's not much of a secret to anyone, right, bro? The crazy bastard killed their entire guild. We are now in the city with a huge closed gate. The difference between a rank E and rank D dungeon was just one little letter, right? But, on the other hand, there was a drastic difference when it came to the strength of the monsters inside. Not to mention, another big problem was the variety, the number of different creatures popping up, and our boy Kang Ryun is there wrecking shop and causing a massacre. For real, right? It's super annoying having to deal with various beasts in a rank D orc dungeon. It's easy, right, son? There's the orc warrior, and the great orc warrior. But now standing in front is a weird chimera orc. Kang Ryun sees the proportions are all weird, looking like a goblin head on an orc body. Strangely enough, right? Head's not working right. The guy invites the monster to join the guild. Obviously, the creature just extends a hammer and smashes the ground. Kang, however, says if the dude doesn't want to join the group, just say so. Damn. In mid-air, though, the bastard sends a spit attack. Our Kang Ryun creates magic in hand, disperses the attack, and lands on the back. The attack was obviously acid, and our Kang Ryun noticed the bastard not only had tough armor but was also way heavier, but it was all good. Kang is a natural strategist who can think of complex things, and the plan this time is to take the Beast's hammer and settle it. In another part of the dungeon, the guys are commenting, right bro, that the monsters are all screaming. One guy said it must be someone hunting. He says to worry about what's in front. Everyone is surrounding a girl there. Looks like the perfect target to be saved by Kang Ryun. Total Chad. Too bad he's crazy in the head. The girl's gonna be scared. The guys suddenly hear a weird sound there, right, son? Sounded like something being dragged. Obviously, it's Kang coming through, bringing the boss's weapon. Man, everyone looks back. Kang says he smells the strange scent of a criminal who likes getting killed. The bros haven't faced reality yet, just standing there, right? Kind of confused, wanting to know who the crazy guy is. But son just pulls the hammer like this, see, and ends up hitting the ceiling. The guys in the middle cover up, man. Look at that. It's kind of confusing. Who was this headcase who arrived without even knowing how to use the weapon? But man, even stuck in the ceiling, Kang uses force. The thing drags everything and smashes right into the middle of them. Kang wipes his hands saying it's a shame, but hey, wouldn't be worth much using that as a main weapon. He decides to store it in the inventory while giving that death stare at the group. One of the guys says he doesn't know what Kang Ryun is doing there, but apparently he didn't understand the situation. Jumps to attack, saying that storing a weapon in front of everyone was madness. But, man, Kang gives him a slap on the head without even caring much. The fool turns all purple and falls down passed out. Kang grabs the leader by the hair, puts the knife to the neck, and orders these dirty criminals to hand over everything they have. At the very least, peculiar for him to say that, but right then, man, the guys went for it with guts and glory. Wow, Kang Ryun is there kinda sad, right? Why didn't his hostage play work? Looks like nobody cares about this bastard, Kang asks. What's your name, scumbag? Gil Sick, my bro. Alright then, Gil Sick, take this grab to the sack and you're gonna serve as a weapon. Kang Ryun does the airplane spin holding the guy by the balls, man, and uses him as a weapon to hit the other one while one is all broken, falls, passed out. And Kang tells them to come at him, man. This right here is the new weapon called Gil Sick. The bro is holding the sword there, right? Already saw Kang as crazy in the head and tells him not to come close. But what is that, son? Once again, he goes in and kills everything, son. The poor waifu is there in the background, right, man? Confused, watching the madman. And our Kang Ryun is kind of sad because these guys are a rank D group, right? It took a little longer than he wanted. Someone then calls him from behind, and upon looking, it's the girl thanking for being saved. Thanks to Kang, the girl didn't meet a terrible fate. He says not to thank him too much, that beating up these guys was actually pretty fun, so she could lift her head. Such a beauty, this Shin Sun Ah introducing herself as Shin Sun Ah. And asks what his name is? The guy is all blushing. Already saw that his weak point is women. And he says she doesn't need to be so polite, but his name is Kang Ryun. At this, she puts a hand on her chest and says she wants to know how to become as strong as him. He's there. right? Kind of not knowing exactly how to answer. And strangely, history says that was the moment the two biggest troublemakers in all of Korea got together. Now, I don't know, right? If she's already a psycho or if she's gonna go crazy. And obviously, he answers her, right, that to get strong, she has to try really hard. That's the secret. She asks if he's talking about effort. Kang said it's not exactly effort. She has to be willing to die for what she wants. Like, literally. The poor girl is there, right, kind of confused. He realizes he doesn't really know how to give tips, man. That technique of getting stronger by almost dying only works on him, since he's immortal. With that, he says bye. Tells her to be careful on the way back, right? Otherwise, she'll end up meeting other people just like those guys. But just as he was almost leaving, Kang comes back, asks if she can get out alone, and she says no. He finds it confusing. Anyone else would have asked for help, but she just stood there quiet. So he says he'd actually like to help, but can to leave now because he came in to finish the dungeon. She says that's fine, and wants to know if it's okay to tag along. Man, kinda confusing, right? Tells her to stop taking seriously that whole almost dying thing. It's good for her to forget that. The girl, however, says it's not because of that. She knows her place very well. Gonna tail silent as the grave, won't swipe any mana stones, and swears not to start any drama. There's a heads up that it's gonna be super dangerous, but the comeback is just, can handle the heat. Alright, Kang. Cool. Whatever. Come on, girl. Let's go smoke this fool. Dude's already wiping guts off his sword after wrecking a bunch of mobs. She's hyping him up, saying she'll grab the mana stones. Go tear that beast apart, man. She starts tossing loot in the inventory, and he realizes, hey, she actually doesn't suck. She can actually hold her own. Looks like she's got some stealth skill or invisibility going on. Moment the fight started, her presence just vanished. But then, bam, perfect arrow shots out of nowhere. Plus, she's grabbing the stones he couldn't care less about. Win-win. Extra cash is always good, though. He asks what's the plan, because he's sensing some serious energy nearby. Boss is probably in the next room. She's like, I am in following you to the bitter end, but right then, system window pops up for both of them. Says the dungeon core got wrecked and the portal opened. He's confused, wondering if someone beat him to the punch. But nah, something feels off. He can still sense the boss' energy. This isn't to clear it as something way worse. It is a freaking dungeon break. And get this, it is the first rank D break in all of Korea. Yikes. Even worse, news says 10 dungeons just shattered at the same time. Pros are analyzing it, thinking it's some terrorist attack. Then this dude sprints down the hall, bursts through the door, and yells for the chairman. Guy's name is Choi Dong-woo, says he's ready. But the other dude is like, you gotta know, one of those broken dungeons is rank D. Choi asks for the location, and when he hears it, damn. It's one of the worst ones. That place has been a pain in the ass for ages. Nobody could clear it. He asks if there's a guild to help, but the only one nearby, Hanggu? Apparently they're chilling on vacation in another country. He orders 50 elite members to assemble. They gotta fix this mess, doesn't matter who goes. Over at the Dangum Guild, the leaderess there looking all cute in her skirt. She asks for a sit rep, and the guy spills everything. Another one finding out about the rank D nightmare. Way things are going, a lot of people are gonna die. The guy admits it's gonna be tough to handle. Only Hangout Guild is in that area, but, you know, they are MIA. She asks shook. But then he drops a bomb. Seems like there's an awakened over there slaughtering monsters left and right. She wants to know how one person is handling all that. He laughs, says it's some buff dude with a huge sword and a face scarier than the monsters themselves. She cracks a smile immediately. If that's the case, they'll be fine. And man, downtown Kangryun is drenched in blood standing on a mountain of corpses. Everyone's standing around, totally shocked he cleared it solo. That's the power of a real awakened for you. Blondie thanks him, saying they only survived cause of him. But Kang tells them to get lost before everyone ends up dead. They're confused since he's wrecking everything. But Kang already noticed the portal didn't close. The boss of this place is still in there. He warns everyone, stay and you die, and he can't protect you. But man, Blondie just keeps yapping, telling him to have faith cause he has an awakened too. Kang just asks how many chimeras the guy killed. Little Scrub admits he didn't kill a single one. Him being there is just a liability. Better for him to vanish and go help civilians evacuate. But get this, the hunters get pissed instead of listening, thinking he's being a jerk. But one death stare from Kang and they realize, yeah, maybe running away is the smart move. Everyone scrambled, but the girl is still there, looking awkward, asking what she should do. Oh boy, but Kang actually trusts the brunette. He asks if she can handle it. He's counting on her for cover, so she better find a hiding spot fast. She's kinda surprised he trusts her. I was too, honestly, and says yeah. The gate starts cracking, and this armored foot steps out. Tiger-headed dudes, a bunch of mixed chimeras pop up. Supposed to be the 4 heavenly kings, but there's only 3 of them. Each one is as strong as that ogre he struggled to beat solo before. And the worst part? The boss hadn't even shown up yet. But here he comes, son. No joke, it's a giant skeleton in a robe. Thing talks, saying the creatures here are as weird as the buildings. He looks at our boy Kang Ryun, calls out human, and asks if he really thinks he can stop all this by himself. Kang whips his weapon out of inventory, tells him he guessed right, pulls out the big hammer, and wham! Smashes the first one, saying every head there is getting crushed. Skeleton says he's never seen a human this cocky. But hey, his body looks useful, so he's gonna take it. Kang tries to bait him, right? Asks the leader what he thinks about a 1v1, leave the minions out of it. Skeleton obviously refuses. Kang spits on his hand, figured as much. Readies the hammer and says, let's get it started. The Heavenly King's charge, and he hits him with a lion's roar. Monsters get stunned by the effect. He leaps up for the first hammer smash. Combo to the head. Tells the thing its skull is going to be the first to pop. And man, he does not stop swinging. Looks like the beast is actually dead. The skeleton is just watching, confused. He couldn't sense any mana coming from Kang Ryun. So where's that raw strength coming from? Killing him would be a waste.